Hi everyone, today we're doing something different today. Today I'll be just sharing with you on how I managed to actually save some space because over the years as you collect more and more toys, you eventually run out of spaces, especially when you keep the boxes of your toys. So how I actually solve this issue is actually by cutting the boxes and keeping the areas which I like. So for instance, I have these two Pokemon World scale boxes, the Professor Oak set and this Giovanni set. So what I'll be doing, I'll be keeping those areas of the boxes which I like, just for a souvenir or just to remember this. But that's also assuming because I don't intend to sell the toys. Because if you are planning to sell, right, you usually fetch a higher price if you keep the boxes intact. Yeah. Okay, without further ado, let's cut the boxes. So this is the Giovanni set. It features his iconic Pokemons. So for this one, I'll be mainly keeping this corner and this top. Maybe this side just for fun, since it shows the scale. Yeah. So for world scale, right, they tend to have this area, which is just a copy and paste. Yeah. So won't be keeping that. Because be careful when you open the boxes. So what I'll be doing is I need to flatten it down first. Flatten it down. Okay. So flatten it down. Shift my camera down. Yep. So very simple, pen knife and gently cut. It's not perfect because I don't have a proper cutter. Those where people do mass cutting. I think that will leave a straighter line. But for my case, since it's just for personal collection, right, no harm doing what I do. Okay, and for this case, I'll open this up. Okay, so we now have a proper way to cut out. Let's cut the important parts first. Yeah, I bought this cutting board so that I don't worry scratching my table, you see, my dining table. Okay. So yeah, I think this is something inevitable where everyone faces down the road, where you have to, either throw away the boxes or keep it but let it accumulate. But over time, if it accumulates, right? So we have it here. Not a perfect cut, but yeah, just a memento of this series. Oh, you see, just now I didn't open properly. Yeah, I was saying, if you're keeping a box, you're actually doubling your size of your collection, because the figure is roughly half or 1/4 the size of the box, and you have the boxes which has a lot of actually volume, because in the box itself there's usually this plastic storage to protect your figures or whatnot, so that adds up to the volume of the box. Okay, so this is what we have. It's a very iconic building in the game. I think in the first gen one. Yep. So we'll also be keeping this portion, so we'll cut it off now. Yeah, it's a bit tricky when the base is glued on, so I have to actually tear it a bit. Just don't tear where you are planning to keep. That'd be a disaster, right? Just do a straight cut. Do the other side as well. Okay, if you're good at cutting, right, you'll leave a very nice memento. Of course, alternatively, you can just flatten the box, but I find I can keep all of this after I cut out into a file or something, some kind of album. It's quite cool. It's something I thought of over the years, I mainly do this for scale figures. So Pokemon is one of it, the rest will be those anime figurines. For some of it, like the outer one, you see, actually it's just, the whole box is just an empty transparent box. So the only thing you need to keep is just paper, which can be folded. So that's even perfect, no cutting involved. For this Pokemon one, yeah, you can flatten it, or you can do like what I do, and actually cut it off. I think there's other boxes inside. Yeah. But one challenge I face, right, is the fact that sometimes, especially for some companies, right, they use this sticky tape, the rounded one, so you leave a residue. So I'm quite lucky that I don't need that area which is affected. But for this one, right, it's Professor Oak. You see, there's a sticky tape here. Not sure you can see. Yeah. So that affects what I'm keeping as well. If you tie like this, right, and you remove, I think it will mess up. It may mess up the cardboard. So must be careful. Having a bit of nails help. For some companies, this round tape, right, leaves a residue. For Pokemon, it does as well, unfortunately. But yeah, it is what it is. Okay, so for Pokemon, this Professor Oak, probably keeping the main one. This part where you can see the starters and the side as well. Looks quite cool. You have to be careful on how we cut. Okay, I think what I'll do is I'll cut. I'll use this as a backing. So previous Giovanni set as a backing in case we overcut. Let's do it this way. So this will protect the box where we want to keep from being cut. Hopefully. Okay, yep. So the backing board was slightly cut, not too bad. And we are able to access all sides now. Okay, let's do this. Oh, this is a very big knot. Change the orientation of my cutting board. Yeah. Do invest in a reliable cutting board if you're doing this. Okay. Not too bad. The edges can be fine-tuned, but yeah, I'm not a professional in this. Yeah. Nice mementos. And they take less than 10% of the volume if you actually kept the box in its original shape. Oh, cut slanted for this. Okay, so quite a cool image. Unfortunately for the front, I actually cut slanted, but yeah, guess we have to live with it. Maybe next time I'll invest in a proper professional cutter which can cut straight lines. But for now, this will do. Right side is fine, left side not so well. Let's be careful for this. Be keeping this as well. Quite a cute illustration. Okay. Very nice. Unfortunately for this, it's slightly slanted. Not so obvious because it's not good. Okay, actually quite obvious. Yeah, but very nice illustration. You can tidy up a bit. Yep. And we have this. Do I have any more inside? No, that's all. This is blue. Sorry, this is green. Yeah, based on the Pokemon Avengers. So we'll be keeping the front, the top, and the side because it shows the skill. Quite cute. Won't be so rough, but okay. Nice. Okay, able to flatten it. Similarly, we should put a backing to protect the box. So use the Professor Oak one. See, cut. Okay, backing was cut but didn't went through all the way. So you know that your item is somewhat protected. Okay, I'm able to access all four sides now. Okay. Okay, our first piece here shows the skills of Gengar, our dear, oh no, what's his name? Suddenly forget. Yikes, your mind block. Gengar Green, Clefairy, Clefable. Clefable? Yeah, Clefable. Very cute. I'm not sure why the scale is so off in this illustration, because they're supposed to be around the same height. Okay. I just need to cut one more portion and we're almost done. Okay, got my clean line here. Here goes nothing. Okay, somewhat clean, not the best, but yeah. Oh, even has a Pokemon Center, not Pokemon Center, Pokemon sticker here. to show it's licensed. Yep. I have this. I think this is nicer than the front. Yeah, but okay, managed to salvage all of it. So what we are left with all this unwanted cut off parts. So we'll dispose it accordingly. And that's how I do it. So if you ever want to consolidate your boxes and you don't intend to sell, you want to keep, you can either collapse it like how I do earlier on to assess the box, but just collapse it and keep it. But then there's a lot of, you see, areas which it just adds up as additional space lah, but not by a lot. But of course, if you choose to cut it, there's a risk that you may get a nice cutout, but there's also a lot of edges which need some proper fine tuning to sand down, or cut off the extra areas. There's also a chance that you may cut the cardboard wrongly. So yeah, a bit of a risk and rewards and whatnot. So depending on your comfort level, because if you collapse it, I mean, there's no risk of it being cut off wrongly, right? And that's all for today. I'll be keeping all of this in a file soon, along with my other Pokemon World skill. Yeah, and yeah, hope you enjoy. Do give a like and subscribe to my channel if you like what I'm doing. Until next time, bye bye.